There is some really good news, and it's finally come in the form of a blog post, which I got alerted to this morning when I woke up about an email from NVIDIA, and that is with the RTX 3060, which is right around the corner. It's only another 6 days away from release. This card has got nerfed cryptocurrency hash rates, mainly for Ethereum. And of course, with Ethereum, if you guys didn't know, that's the main cryptocurrency that people are mining right now with gaming graphics cards, because it's the most profitable. And in the ways it can, something like even an RTX 3080, that can bring you in $10 a day profit, and that's USD. I've got a video coming out on that tomorrow with an RTX 3080 review that I had to do for Colorful, where they sent me an email. They're like, look, we want you to review the 3080. And then when I got it in, I'm like, well, this whole crypto thing's gone really bad to the point where it's going to be a very different review. But this is some really good news, and it's really welcomed finally in the industry, where people who have seen all the RTX announcements, they're enthusiastic about PC gaming, they can finally get their hands on one of these graphics cards and know that miners aren't going to buy them up. Though some of you guys might be a little bit skeptical, where this is sometimes just news and there's actual no truth to it. But I've actually got someone in the scene, and I'm not going to say their name. They were using the graphics cards for cryptocurrency mining. They got their hands on a 3060, and they sent me some screenshots that showed that the Ethereum hash rate actually starts off around 47-ish mega hash, and then it drops down into the 20s. So what NVIDIA have implemented in the driver set here for the RTX 3060s is something that will drop around 50% indeed. Let's talk about some of this good news and what it means for gamers, and how much you can realistically expect to pay for one of these things based on some of the research I've done here straight after this sponsor spot.
If you've got this annoying Windows needs activation message and you want to get rid of it for cheap, then today's video sponsor SCD Keys has you covered. For as little as $14 after you use the coupon code BFTYC, you can get yourself a legit single end user Windows 10 license today. Links in the description below.
So straight away, let's get this blog post out the way. We'll read it for you guys, read it back with a bit more enthusiasm, because it's something finally to get enthusiastic about. And here it is. We are gamers through and through. We obsess about new gaming features, new architectures, new games, and tech. We design GeForce GPUs for gamers, and gamers are clamoring for more. Yet NVIDIA GPUs are programmable, and users are constantly discovering new applications for them, from weather simulation and gene sequencing to deep learning and robotics. Mining cryptocurrency is also one of them. With the launch of the GeForce RTX 3060 on February 25th, we're taking an important step to help ensure GeForce GPUs end up in the hands of gamers. So let's quickly pause before we read the rest of this and talk about getting gaming graphics cards in the hands of gamers, because I know there's going to be some people out there and they're going to argue with me. They're going to say, it's a free market, Brian. Doesn't matter if it's a gaming graphics card. If I can buy it and use it for what I want to use it for, therefore I should use it for what I want to use it for. And from my research, no, you should be going out and buying an ASIC miner, and there should be much more ASIC miners available. These are application-specific integrated circuits, and they are designed to mine cryptocurrency much better than a gaming graphics card, and they're also more efficient, which means they're going to be using less power, they're going to be better for the environment, and they should be making you more money. So that whole argument of it's a free market, yes, if the GPU was the most efficient choice, I wouldn't disagree with you. But since in the world of cryptocurrency, we've got two different ways where cryptocurrency is the future, some are saying, we've also got that other path where there is a lot of corruption within cryptocurrency itself. And for me personally, when a lot of these cryptocurrencies made their algorithms ASIC resistant, that's when I started to disagree with it. And a lot of the arguments made for the ASIC resistance, really in my opinion, when we look at it logically, it falls flat. And so gamers have suffered in 2017, they've suffered in 2018, and they've had yet again to suffer in 2020 and 21. But let's keep reading this blog post here with halving the hash rate. RTX 3060 software drivers are designed to detect specific attributes of the Ethereum cryptocurrency mining algorithm and limit the hash rate or cryptocurrency mining efficiency by around 50%. That only makes sense. Our GeForce RTX GPUs introduce cutting-edge technologies such as RTX real-time ray tracing, DLSS, AI, accelerated image upscaling technology, reflex, super fast response render. Yeah, okay, NVIDIA, we get it. You're doing a quick marketing plug here within this text, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's continue on with the news. To address the specific needs of Ethereum mining, we're announcing the NVIDIA CMP, or cryptocurrency mining processor product line for professional mining. CMP products, which don't do graphics, are sold through authorized partners and optimized for the best mining performance and efficiency. They don't meet the specifications required of a GeForce GPU and thus don't impact the availability of GeForce GPUs to gamers. For instance, CMP lacks display outputs, enabling improved airflow while mining so they can be more densely packed. CMPs also have a lower peak core voltage and frequency, which improves mining power efficiency. Creating tailored products for customers with specific needs delivers the best value for customers. With CMP, we can help miners build the most efficient data centers while preserving GeForce RTX GPUs for gamers. So first things first, the buy around 50%, that is looking very true from the shots that I've seen here and I'm showing you guys. The next thing is the CMP line. The NVIDIA CMP line looks extremely interesting because of a few things, and that is, first of all, with the lower core voltages and lower frequencies, that means that they can use a lot of GPUs, for example, a lot of yields that didn't make the cut for the RTX GPUs. They can now use them and sell them to cryptocurrency miners. So that looks like it's a big win for NVIDIA, from not only in the fact that they can now get a lot better yields on utilizing their product stack, but also the gamers can get the GPUs that were designed for gaming. So let's look at these specs right here. We've got 4 different GPUs that they've announced for cryptocurrency mining. And first of all is the 30HX. This is 26 mega hash and it's 125 watt, 1 8-pin and 6 gigabytes of VRAM, and it's available pretty soon. So this honestly looks like similar to the numbers that we just saw here on the RTX 3060 that with the 12 gigabyte that someone sent us over with the screenshots. And honestly, the power consumption on that, I think it was like 118 watt that they were burning up. This here looks like the VRAM's been halved and the mega hashes are coming around the same after the driver nerf anyway. So either they're using an older, say for instance like a 1660 Super GPU die for this, or they're using the newer stuff but they're making it severely lower in performance to the point where it's performing the same as an RTX 3060. I mean, hopefully if they release this 30HX, the price reflects that and doesn't push people to buy an RTX 3060 12 gig anyhow. The next up here, we got the 40HX, which the mining hash rates don't really make any sense from the rated power of 185 watt. So for instance, I know the 3060 Ti's, they do around like 60 plus mega hash, and you can get them down to like 120 watt, and they've got 8 gigabytes of VRAM too. So 3060 Ti is definitely going to be looking like miners will still buy that card up if these hash rates are true for Ethereum hashing. Next up here, we got the 50HX, and that is again looking like it's inferior to the RTX 3060 Ti yet again with higher power consumption. It's got 2 8-pin requirement, 10 gigabytes of VRAM, which does suggest that it is based off of the RTX 3080 GPU, in that they're using that same die and they're using the same memory interconnect and the bus on that. But the hash rates do look awfully low compared to what an RTX 3080 is capable of doing, where I know that that's capable of doing 90 mega hashes because I just tested that yesterday where I'm doing that, and I'm going to be talking about how bad it is for gamers right now to buy a graphics card. But next up is the 90HX, which is falling right in line with an RTX 3080, and that's got a 320 watt rated power here. So basically with the RTX 3080, they should be using around 220 watt and they're getting around 90 mega hash. So their rated power consumption numbers here are probably a worst case scenario, but they should use a lot less power if these numbers are anything to go by compared to what the RTX graphics cards are already getting in terms of hashing. And as we can see here, we got 10 gigabytes of VRAM again. So what they intend to do with these CMP lineup of cards remains to be seen until someone actually gets one in their hands and takes the cooler off and takes a look at what they've done versus the RTX 3000 cards that are already out there on the market. Regardless of the CMP lineup, one thing that we can be certain is the RTX 3060 is finally going to be the first card that's come out in the RTX 3000 stack that isn't going to be appealing for cryptocurrency miners, at least in terms of what gamers are going to be prepared to pay for it versus what a cryptocurrency miner is going to be prepared to pay for it. Because around 25 mega hash versus the 60s plus on the 3060 Ti, a lot of cryptocurrency miners will go for the 3060 Ti, and especially having better power efficiency. But what this means for the RTX 3060 is this is going to be the first time in 2021 that we're going to see the raw demand from gamers determine the prices of this RTX 3000 series card versus the previous 4 that have been released from NVIDIA, where the miners lately have just been going on a binge buying up all these graphics cards and paying stupid prices for them. Where I went on eBay the other day and it's $2,000. These are the bids, or these are the buy it now prices that these cards are actually going for. 2,000 US for a card that's meant to come in around 700 US dollars. That is insane markup. I've never seen that before. Even in the 2017, 2018 boom, I did not see anything like that. And so hopefully with the RTX 3060, it doesn't go above 500 US. I'm hoping it stays below that line, because I know a lot of people have been messaging me. They're like, Brian, I just want to get a graphics card. Like, I want to get something decent and play games in the COVID pandemic. And I know I've got to overpay for it. What should I do? And so the RTX 3060 is finally looking like a card that will come closest to MSRP versus the others in the bunch. And now we've got that question of the 329 USD. What are these cards realistically going to come in at? And looking at all the demand out there, all the graphics cards are getting bought up at overpriced prices because people just want to play games. They want to build a gaming PC, and then they've got the demand from the crypto miners coming in. So I think these cards will go anywhere from 400 US to around 500 US. That's just me being realistic with you and seeing what's going on in the market right now. Hopefully the retailers, and also mainly the distributors, I'm looking at you guys when I talk about the distributors, hopefully they don't raise the prices too much on these cards, because I have heard some crazy stories even in the last few days of apparently under 100 units of RTX 3080 cards coming into Australia. Like, that's for all of Australia, for all models, 100 RTX 3080s, which is ridiculously low. And so you can see where those distributors are sending those cards before they even hit retail shelves. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this main piece of news here. I thought I'd make a dedicated video on it because it is a big topic of discussion right now, where crypto is just making this insane amount of demand on top of already highly demanded products during the worldwide COVID pandemic. And I think it's just a breath of fresh air for gamers who just want to get a card and just want to play some games. They don't want to get involved in any of this other cryptocurrency stuff and Bitcoin to the moon and Dogecoin. They just don't want to bother with it because it doesn't really interest them. What interests them is actually not going out of their brains, because they can't go outside and do what humans were intended to do, and that's move around. Anyhow, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, then you know what to do. Hit that like button and drop a comment in the comment section below, letting us know what you think about this news right here. One thing for certain is that NVIDIA as a company, I'm pretty certain that they do not want to repeat anyway themselves of 2018, because that really hurt them as a company, where there was all these cards that were getting bought up back then for crypto mining. And then once crypto mining went bust, all those graphics cards came back on the market, and that actually hurt NVIDIA's stock price, as well as them getting, I think, a filing as a lawsuit against them. So they definitely don't want a repeat of that. And this news definitely correlates to them doing the right thing for gamers, but also them doing the right thing as a company for themselves. And I think having these two things co-align finally means a win for the gamers. Though in terms of the previous cards that have already been released, the 3060 Ti, the 3070, 3080, 3090, I don't think they're going to get any similar driver nerfs, mainly due to the fact that, again, that could probably put NVIDIA up for a lawsuit if they've sold previous products that were working as intended in a particular way, but then they don't longer work in a particular way. So that's some bad news for the previous 4 cards that are released, but at least for the future cards being released here on in, there is a solution. And hey, a 3060 12GB is going to be nothing to complain about. If you're going to be able to game on one of these things, you're going to have a really good time. Anyhow, guys, we got the question of the day here, which comes from MSI Max Overclocker, and they ask, quick question, is this mod just for those CPUs listed? I was looking at a 2699, and also if I can use this with an Asus board with B clock adjustments to be applied. Thanks for the video. And they're talking about the X99 Xeons, which you can get for really cheap off AliExpress. We did a video where you can unlock the turbos to the max multiplier, and that just gives you extremely good value. So to answer that question directly, yes, you can unlock all the Xeon SKUs in that 4th generation lineup, though do be careful because you got to make sure they're not engineering samples and they're the actual retail samples with a certain microcode. So do watch that video, do look out for that, because if you buy an ES, you can't do it. And talking about the Asus board, I believe you can do it, but you have to unlock the BIOS first with a BIOS modding program, and then you have to actually use the flashback utility on the back of the board instead of trying to update within the Asus motherboard BIOS itself. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another tech video very soon. If you've stayed this far and you're enjoying that Tech Yes content, then be sure to hit that sub button and ring that bell to get the content as soon as it comes to your sub boxes. And I'll see you in the next tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.